So it looks like we might have a brand new Rockstar Games lawsuit on our hands here, and Rockstar and their parent company Take-Two Interactive are certainly no strangers when it comes to throwing down a lawsuit. I mean, most recently, and I know this isn't a lawsuit per se, but Take-Two Interactive is sending out DMCA claims and taking down mods for like GTA Vice City, San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto 3. We all believe that's because a trilogy remaster is on the way. But we've also seen lawsuits in the past with celebrities like Lindsay Lohan, but also people that ended up leaving the company, Leslie Benzies being the most predominant when there seems to be issues there. And sometimes these lawsuits do blow up and they become pretty big publicly. Well, we might be looking at another example of that happening here. And it's probably not what you honestly expected. So there's this new Colombian Netflix show that has a ton of fans accusing it of copying GTA's style, as the series opening seems to be greatly inspired and influenced by Grand Theft Auto's art style. So you guys know the loading screen and box cover art in GTA games. It's simply iconic. It features characters and environments from the game in this sort of cartoonish, stylized manner. You guys absolutely know what I'm talking about. You see it every time you load into GTA 5 or an older Grand Theft Auto game. It's just the art style that Rockstar has gone with for Grand Theft Auto. It's iconic. It's recognizable. When you see it, you just simply think about Grand Theft Auto. And these shots have become synonymous with the series and have become somewhat of a motif, with each new entry adding its own twist on the iconic artwork. Well, there was a new Netflix show that popped up, and it's, I guess, based in Colombia or is a part of Colombian Netflix. So it's called El Cartel de los Sapos, El Origin. The Snitch Cartel Origins, apparently that's what it is, translated. And it has apparently copied some of the GTA 5 art for its opening. Now, I can't actually show you guys the trailer in this video because I'm sure it might be copyrighted in some way, shape, or form. But we are going to be taking a look at like some screenshots, and you guys can see the clear similarities here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one. On the top is going to be the artwork from the new Netflix film. You guys can see there that it's a guy holding a AK-47 with another guy holding on to the driver's side door of the car or the truck. They're both wearing gas masks. They both look like they're wearing boiler suits. And then look what the GTA 5 artwork is. Holding the AK in the exact same way with a bag slung over his shoulder. Only difference there is the dude in the show's got like a balaclava. He's obviously got some sort of gas mask on. Obviously at a different location too, because this doesn't take place in fictional Los Angeles. It's going to be taking place in Colombia. The truck is different, but you guys can see like the style is pretty identical, and the way the characters are holding the gun and like the way they look, their stance, everything is like exactly the same. So that's the first example right there. They obviously made some changes to make it a little bit different to fit the show and to also make sure it wasn't a one-for-one copy. But at the end of the day, it is pretty close. I will say that. In fact, it like might be the same gun and AK, and they just ended up changing the head and some of the colors. I don't know. It looks real similar right there. This is the next shot. This is like the finance and felony dude to a T. So you guys can see that he looks like he's like resting his hands, leaning over on a table with a pile of money. And then you guys can see right there, that is definitely the finance and felony dude sitting in his office. His hands are the exact same way, sitting over a pile of money. The only thing that's different here is obviously the background. Another character has been added, and the background city is obviously different. But you guys can see it's like clearly the same dude wearing the same thing. He's wearing like the same suit and everything. He's obviously just not got finance and felony in front of him, and he's in a little bit of a different location. That's the second one right there. This is the third one. This is a combination of two of them. You guys can see there that guy in the shirt sort of flipping the money bills. That is literally Michael DeSanta. And the guy on the right who has a left fist and his back is towards us, that is some of the artwork from the Bikers DLC. I mean, they literally just combined the two right there. I didn't notice that one on the right. I did notice the Michael one because that's like a super iconic picture and artwork of him. Probably one of my favorites in the GTA series is that one, just because he looks so menacing, but still so cool, calm, and collected. He's just like, I just robbed a bank and I'm flipping my money. So that is like a direct copy there. Obviously, the backgrounds are different, as you can see, and they added a couple of other things as well, like introducing the cop car in the corner, changing the color palette, stuff like that. Moving on to our next one right here. This is a hybrid of a handful of artworks. We need to focus on the ladies. The one on the left, that is actually the girl from the I Am Not a Hipster update, or I think it's like the High Life update or the business update. It's one of those updates right there. She is on the cover of that. Now, she's got the same sunglasses and hairstyle. In this shot, she's not holding a assault rifle, instead just standing sort of bougie-like. And the one on the left clearly is the one from this artwork right here, where the police officer is like pulling over that girl and like doing the frisk or whatever. So they kind of combined artworks right there. Obviously, background a little bit different as well. But you can see that it was heavily inspired by those two artworks. And this final one right here might be the most hysterical. It's this artwork from GTA San Andreas with this guy on the BMX bike. And then they throw in this little guy right there. They like change the color of his bike, change the clothes, give him a different face and haircut. But he's got the same pose. The only thing he's missing is the gun in his right hand. And obviously the background is a little bit different as well. So I don't know what they were doing here. They were clearly inspired by GTA's artwork, or maybe this was a case of when they hired a graphic artist who just completely lied on his resume. He then had to go, uh-oh, I have to come up for some artwork for this show. I'm just going to be inspired by my favorite video game, GTA. This is just absolutely hysterical. Like, some of these characters seemingly were just ripped from the GTA world and tossed into this new show. I think any Grand Theft Auto fan would immediately recognize the connection here, and maybe this Netflix show got permission from Rockstar, although I find that very unlikely considering Rockstar probably wasn't involved in this project and doesn't want their characters associated with something that they're not involved in. So my guess is that they were not given permission, and if that's the case, Rockstar might say, okay, lawsuit inbound, or cease and desist, or you're going to have to change this up because people are going to get this confused with GTA. We don't want this getting confused with GTA. So I imagine that a lawsuit is probably on the way. Who knows? Maybe I'll give this Netflix show a watch, at least if they have English subtitles or dubbing over. I might be able to make it through an episode or two to see if it is similar to Grand Theft Auto in any way, shape, or form. But I do think a lawsuit is probably on the way. It would not shock me because Rockstar probably just don't want this out there like that. I'd love to hear from you guys, though, in those comments down below. Let me know what you think about this show. Did you know about it before this video, or was this the first time you hearing about it just like me? And what do you think of them being heavily inspired by Grand Theft Auto's artwork? Let me know in those comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.